All right, guys. So I watched Kite Man episode 7, and I gotta say, the last few episodes I feel like have been genuinely great. Like they've actually been a pretty excellent balance in terms of like the dramatic storylines with Golden Glider and her mom, and Golden Glider and Kite Man between the comedy, and I've been very just in love with the past few episodes. This episode does feel like a bit of a step backwards. Like there's really not like the dramatic stuff in this episode. It's not bad. I'm not like not invested in the storyline, but it just doesn't really have any of those moments that really got me in the feels like the past few episodes have had. But that being said, it was still a very fun episode, and it was still a very funny episode. So I'm not gonna say it was bad necessarily. Um, but yeah, just as far as like progressing the plot and getting to those really strong emotional beats, like this episode just didn't really do that for me. But anyways, uh, and in this episode, there's like a douche competition, or no, not a douche competition. There's like a villain competition where it's like who's the sexiest villain, and it's hosted by Villigans or whatever. And you have Kite Man, he's nominated, as well as Bane, and yeah, who's and like Malice helps Bane, and Lex Luthor is also he's also nominated, and that whole aspect of it is pretty funny. Like like Malice gets Bane all dressed up in like a sexy outfit, and this whole episode is just Bane like obsessing over the competition, and it's all pretty funny. Um, there was a pretty interesting moment with Kite Man where like Kite Man is inside the beast mode sort of persona, and he's like occasionally popping out and asking for help. And that kind of leads Glider to going into Villigans and sneaking in with Clayface, who makes an appearance. I was actually trying to remember from the Harley Quinn show if Golden Glider had enough of a relationship with Clayface and the Harley Quinn crew that she could just like walk up to Clayface and be like, "Hey, can you help me?" And it's like realistic that Clayface would say just yes to that. I don't know. I couldn't remember what relationship they had exactly from Harley Quinn, but also, who really cares at the end of the day? Because it's Clayface and he's great, and I really enjoyed him in this. I'm also just very entertained by the conjoined couple situation with these two characters. Like their whole dynamic this season has been really entertaining. It seems like what they do in this episode doesn't end up getting resolved because they kind of show that the bug lady is actually just trying to like kill and eat eat Mo. And so like this episode, as far as these characters are concerned, like they sneak into her hive, but it doesn't actually get resolved. Interestingly enough, though, the queen does find her old body, which so it seems like they are going to like revert back to a status quo with the queen, and she's not just going to be ahead for the rest of the series. So that should be fun. But yeah, as far as that whole like sexiest villain award show thing, Kite Man wins because what is it? The villain boss lady, I forget her name. Is it like Kate or Catherine or something like that? She like just rigs it and she just chooses him. Because she's like trying to, she's like her like whole cockamamie scheme is to, I guess, like have Kite Man roast Lex Luthor so that she can find the what is it, the dark side code theory thing? What is it again? I forget. But you know what I mean, the dark side's like secret artifact or whatever. Yeah, I mean that whole aspect of it was pretty silly, to be honest. It's like, wait, so you just, it's just like very convenient. It's like, oh yeah, you just know that it's gonna be there at the party. You just know that, okay? It's like, yeah, Kite Man, roast Lex Luthor, and that'll distract him from us finding it. It's like, okay, I guess. But that being said, Lex Luthor actually like Kite Man actually roasting Lex Luthor was pretty hilarious. So I will give the show that. But yeah, at the end of the episode, we see Golden Glider actually taking control over her powers. I wonder if I guess maybe they're trying to say that like because she kind of got over her mommy issues over the past couple episodes and she's like come to terms with it. I wonder if like her taking control over her trauma maybe allows her to control the powers. I don't know. They didn't necessarily explicitly say that, but I do kind of feel like that plays into it somewhat, probably, right? But yeah, her actually getting control of her powers and her just like slicing through everybody was actually pretty badass moment. And yeah, she manages to save Kite Man, her and Clayface, and then they like fly away. She's holding the briefcase right there, so I think actually I'm trying to think back. Yeah, I guess they do take the briefcase with them. So I'm assuming in the next episode we're gonna see like Villigans and Lex Luthor probably teaming up to some extent, maybe to go after Golden Glider and Kite Man. So that should be interesting. And yeah, we'll see the resolution of Mo and the Queen and their whole situation. I wonder if like she's gonna get back into her body and then they'll actually just be a couple. Kind of seems like that's what's gonna happen because the Queen was actually jealous of the Roach Lady, which was pretty funny. So yeah, overall, not a bad episode by any means. It just doesn't. It didn't hit like the emotional highs that the last couple hit, where I was like actually like surprised at how into the dramatic storyline I was. So yeah, hopefully they can get back to that, but still solid. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.